All right, good evening. Krista Mecki here on day 26, right? I think it's the 26th day of March and the 26th reason to hire a planner. And so please excuse this hair today. It was a work in progress as I got an official cast and had to decorate it with a little bling bling. So anyway, please excuse this look as I did the best I could. But anyway, so today, the 26th day of March, and what I thought about today for the reason to hire a planner, it actually made me think of the nonprofit groups that we work with. And I really hate to use the term, but I don't know the other way to put it. But sometimes there's too many people involved in the decision making. So sometimes there's too many, the saying goes, there's too many chiefs, not enough Indians. I don't really like that one. But to give you kind of that conceptual idea is there's too many people that think that they have control over what's happening. Too many people think they have a decision, that they are part of a board, part of a committee, part of a conglomerate that's part of making decisions. And often what happens is no good decision actually happens. And so all these people think they have authority to make decisions where there's all these different opinions, different runarounds, no communication that's very clear because nobody's in charge. And that's why you want to have a planner. You want to have somebody who's the head person in charge. One of my couples that I did a wedding for, they actually called me the HBIC, which stands for the head bitch in charge. Apologize for my curse, but just to give you that clear example. And they really wanted somebody that was going to be in charge that day, that was going to be able to tell their guests, you know, no cell phones during ceremony, no ugly photos being shot, you know, nothing crazy going on, because this was our head person in charge. And I remember when I worked with one of my nonprofit groups, one of the reasons why they struggled is every time we had a meeting, even though I was in charge of the event itself, everybody's opinion had to be recognized. And so it made it difficult, and currently actually dealing with a nonprofit where we've had to change the date a few different times because everybody needs to decide on it. And that's really not the best practice for when you're doing an event. It's more important to let their opinions be heard, yes, but then also to have somebody come in with authority to say, this is what we're doing, this is the execution, this is what the plan is, now go. And that's where the planner can really come in. And if you're somebody who's an executive planning a function, maybe you're running a nonprofit, maybe you're the bride and groom in charge, you're dealing with family, or maybe you're a CEO who's planning their corporate event and dealing with a board of directors. There has to be one person that's able to make that decision, to execute it out, and to pass it over to the planner to have their best interest to say, this is how it's going to be, and run with it. And so that is the reason I came up with today, the 26th day of March, 26th reason to hire a planner, is because you need to have a head person in charge. There needs to be a head person keeping the whole thing together. So that is today's tip as we continue on with planning, with educating. We've got a few more days left here. And finally back, we're able to kind of use both of my hands. This has been a struggle, but thank you for those that have emailed me, and I apologize for the delays in getting back to you. The one-handed messaging was a little difficult, but we are keeping it moving, staying positive, and doing what we do. And, you know, that's really a reason to have a planner too. You may have an emergency happen and need somebody that can really back you up. So again, having that head person in charge that you can communicate with, that you can X everyone else out, keep a clear path of communication, so that it can be executed to how you desire it to be, to the easiest way that you want it to be, and to make sure everything is in your best interest. So with that, thank you for tuning in today on March 26th, 26th reason. And until next time, stay magnificent.